Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube, Diggy546? I'm not doing an intro just because I don't want to do an intro. I don't want to do an intro. I'm sitting here recording some videos, recording some film sessions. I'm having a good day. I'm seeing that Giants practice is going on, but I'm not thinking about it. I'm seeing the stuff about Evan Neal. Maybe I'll make something about that. JMS is back at practice too. But as I'm scrolling through, all of a sudden something pops up. Malik Nabers limps off the field, holding the outside of his left foot. Now, I'm knocking there. Listen, hopefully he's holding the outside of his left foot because it's bruised or because it's sprained or something like that. Because that could go down the road of being a lot of things. That could go down the road of being a 6 week, 7 week, 8 week, 10 week. You don't know what that'll be. A season, you never know. And it's just, people love to talk about the Cowboys, and Stephen A. Smith says what can go wrong will go wrong. But I've literally seen what can go wrong will go wrong for the New York Football Giants for the last 15 years, at least 15 years. I mean, it is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I have no idea how this continues to happen. If you just look at our first round picks, our second round picks, our third round picks, all of them get injured their first season or second season. They're all injured. It stunts their development. And with Malik Nabers, I wasn't even concerned about him developing because I think he's already that good coming out. But this, of course, is going to affect this guy back here. We're going to get the same excuses. Daniel Jones finally had the number one receiver, and now he's gone, so we had to give him a 7th year. And it is mind-blowing. It is literally mind-blowing. The fact that every single time something good is about to happen, that injury comes like clockwork. It comes like clockwork. It's always the most important pieces that get hurt. Andrew Thomas hurt as a young player. Evan Neal hurt as a young player. JMS hurt as a young player. Josh Azudu hurt as a young player. Matt Parrott hurt as a young player. Osa Odigizua always hurt. O'Shane Zimenez always hurt. Aaron Robinson didn't even play for us, always hurt. The 4th round edge rusher that we were excited about, Ellerson Smith, always hurt. Every single young player hurt. I just don't get it, man. I just don't get why the football. What have we done? Unless maybe Tom Brady is a football god and he's just not pleased with us. Maybe that's it. Maybe Tom Brady is displeased with us after that second Super Bowl and he's a football god. So he's just cast a spell on us to where we just can't get ahead. It's literally like a long episode of Good Times. They're finally about to get out of the apartment that they're in. They're finally about to go to a nice neighborhood. And then they get the call. Their dad's dead. The dad, he got into a car accident. It's literally like an episode of Good Times. I mean, every time something good is about to happen, every single time we have to deal with this news. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it because Malik Nabers should not have to deal with this, man. He should not have to deal with this curse of coming to this team and playing like how he's played so far in this offseason. I'm hoping, again, I'm not even going to mention it, but I'm hoping that this is a bruise or this is some type of a miniature sprain and he'll be ready to go week 1 because anytime you limp off the field, they're not going to play you. They're not going to play you on this Saturday. And, they're just not going to do it. So hopefully this guy is ready week 1 or week 2, but this changes this completely changes the offense because it's fine when you have Jalen Hyatt and Wan'Dale Robinson and Darius Slayton and you have a guy that can do it all. Who's going to line up at X? Who's going to line up at receiver and run the whole route tree? Who? Is it Allen Robinson? Are we gonna roll Allen Robinson out there because he's the only guy that can do it in slow motion? I mean, it's not Isaiah Hodgins. He can't win on the outside consistently as a number one wide receiver. Darius Slayton can't do it. We have a bunch of complementary pieces, and Malik Nabers was the straw that stirred the drink. And now again, like I said, what we're gonna hear the most, the folks who are in the middle, who are going to understand that Malik Nabers missing is going to affect Daniel Jones, and also understand that Daniel Jones still has to perform like an NFL quarterback because he's in the NFL and he's getting paid $40 million a year. It's going to be disastrous for us because people are going to see me say, well, listen, Malik Nabers probably helps us win this game. And they're going to say, well, Daniel Jones played so horribly, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm going to say Daniel Jones also has to play better than he played because 100 yards is not enough. 120 yards is not enough. It's not enough. And looking at things the way they are, it's going to be a disaster. So we have got to get this guy back as soon as possible because this is an absolute train wreck that just keeps on coming. It just keeps on coming every year. I mean, like I said, I've gone down the list of guys that just got hurt because a lot of times you think about like, oh, that guy was a bust. This guy was a bust. This guy was a bust. And then you think about it. Just imagine you start a new job, right? And you get sick because you obviously can come in if you break your leg or whatever. But you get sick and you can't come into work for like your entire first year. You can't come into work. You have to call out of work like every 6-7 days. Do you really think you're going to be good at your job if you're always missing work? If you don't get to do anything? How do you think these guys are supposed to develop if they're always hurt? And if it's a bone thing with Malik Nabers, I mean, there's not much you can say. That's just a fluke injury. And I would love to see the play that happened, but I mean, obviously there were no cameras there today. But if it's a bone thing, you just never know. You just never know because that's not something you can say, oh, well, they pushed him too hard or so. It's just a fluke injury. But I just don't know what we can do to just fix the car. I mean, maybe the next time we draft a player that looks this amazing, we've just got to shut him down and just not even let him practice. Just don't even let him practice until regular season. Because, I mean, this is I'm just sick of it. I'm just sick of it. And like I said, I know we're going to see the excuses for Daniel Jones. We're going to see the over-criticism of Daniel Jones. We have to continue to live in this imagination land that we've been living in for the last 6 years. This was finally an opportunity to see some exciting football. Week 1. Some exciting football week 1 as a Giants fan. To say, okay, you know, even if we lose to the Vikings, which I felt like we had a good chance of winning against. Even if we lose to the Vikings, Malik Nabers will make 3 or 4 plays that'll make it exciting. I mean, Odell, when we were losing all those games, he made plays that were exciting to where we say, okay, I'm ready to go into this next week of football because at the end of the day, it's about entertainment. It's about entertainment. And the team that we watch every week should be exciting. Literally, on streams last year, I was close to falling asleep because that's how boring the football was until Tommy DeVito got out there and made it a little bit exciting. But before that, I was literally like trying to stay awake on stream watching these games because they were so boring. And with the talent that we have out there, should we be a snooze fest? No, but you never know. And Malik Nabers was almost a guarantee that we would get maybe 1 or 2 highlight plays a game. So yeah, I'm not happy about that. Like I said, I had just done a couple of film sessions that are going to go up soon about Malik Nabers, about Tyler Nubin, who's also been hurt. Tyler Nubin's been hurt, just getting back. And it's just frustrating, guys. It's just frustrating. I'm really hoping that this injury is nothing and this guy's just walking around like normal tomorrow. But we'll see. And we won't hear anything about it until tomorrow because they don't do interviews until before. They don't do interviews after practice. they're doing before practice, which I'm sure it's for a good reason. I don't know what it is, but it is what it is, folks. We're living in this crazy world of being a Giants fan. And look, listen, guys, we chose this. We chose this. So we got to deal with it. And that's all I got to say, man. I just, something has to be better. So, I mean, something has to be better than this. Like, we've got to be better than this. Man. Hopefully that dude is okay. Hopefully Malik is, like I said, walking around like normal tomorrow. But I'm not feeling good.